Digimon Ghost Game just gave another episode for the history books by delivering the debut of Gammamon's mega form, Siriusmon, in the anime after weeks of teasing this form in the card game, the Vital Bracelet. We've now seen this guy in animation and learned about how this form was unlocked, but the episode was so good, even without a new evolution, it would still have been one of the best Ghost Game episodes, thanks to gorgeous artwork this week, a horrifying plot, and an incredible choice for the villain of the week. Welcome to the Digino. This may well be my last video of the year, as I do want to take a bit of time off around the holidays. If this is my last video for the year, thanks so much for being here. It's been a great year talking with you all about Digimon, Metabots, Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, and even Batman on my second channel, the Digino02. There's a new video up right now, actually. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks so much for coming back to the channel every week and hanging out and talking Digimon. But let's talk about the man of the hour, Siriusmon, and the episode that brought his debut. I'll go a bit out of order here and talk about Siriusmon first, because I'm sure that's the main thing everyone wants to discuss right now. So yeah, apart from the card art and the Vital Bracelet, we got no indication, as far as I saw in marketing or on social media, that this was the week for this debut. They try to hide it in the teasers, and if you're mad at me for talking about it in the video 15 hours after the episode premiered, keep in mind the official Digimon TV Twitter account posted screenshots of Siriusmon's debut literally minutes after the episode aired in Japan, 2 hours before Crunchyroll got the episode. So if you want to get mad at anyone about spoiler culture, get mad at Digimon TV, not me. This Mega's debut was stunning though. The animation rocked. Hiro rides Kano Weissmon through the animation before Kano is covered in a golden light. For a second I thought we were possibly doing some kind of biomerge situation with Kano and Hiro combining when that light started to envelop him, but Hiro quickly jumped off Kano's back and let the transformation play out. It continued to be stunning, and I like how Siriusmon has more of a superhero vibe than a royal knight. It's a nice change up, since many predicted Gammamon's Mega would be a War Greymon lookalike or a Gallantmon, that kind of armored dragon slash dinosaur thing that we've seen. So superhero dinosaur is a great twist on that. What I will say is I still find it utterly fascinating that we have Gammamon's pure white superheroic mega form and still have not technically conquered the ghoulish Gammamon dark side of Gamma, or even understand what it is, especially since Siriusmon's purple segments and the dark blue wings kind of borrow a bit from Ghoulis's color palette, as if Siriusmon was supposed to be a culmination of everything that came before, dark and light. But no, I guess the Ghoulish stuff truly is the story of Ghost Game, and something we won't get addressed until the second last episode or something. So the design is great, the animation appearance is stunning, but let's now talk about the episode itself, the context leading up to this evolution, because with Digimon, the context matters. Evolutions in many Digimon stories are supposed to be visual representations of a character growing or conquering some inner demon. So let's talk about episode 56 to really study the origin of Siriusmon. But before we dive in, the holidays are almost here, and whether you're shopping gifts for your family, friends, or yourself, you should really know about Buyee, the sponsor of today's video. You could up your gift giving game this year by getting toys, figures, games, and more straight from Japan through Buyee, who lets you shop on Japanese storefronts like Rakuten, Mercari, Amazon JP, and Japan's Yahoo auction site. You don't need a Japanese address or anything like a VPN. You simply select what you want through Buyee's site, then they'll buy it on your behalf and send it to you wherever you are in the world. The best part is they love the anime community and are offering viewers of this video a free 2,000 yen coupon off your first purchase when you sign up for the first time with the link that's in my description. Whether it's plushies, digivices, figures, fashion, Buyee has you covered. Thanks so much for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. Episode 56, Kotaro is acting strangely. He keeps repeating the word filthy and washes his face over and over again. Gammamon instinctively senses something is wrong with him. Soon after, Kiyoshiro and all the dorm members start acting strangely too. What I just read to you is the official episode description, and it's no wonder I didn't expect Gammamon's Mega this week when all the show said was Kotaro is acting strangely. Like, that guy is always acting strangely. That basically describes every other episode of Ghost Game. But immediately we see this is a beautiful episode art-wise. The color palette, even the way Kotaro is animated in the bathroom, the animation is phenomenal for the jump for like no reason. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It feels like a Ghost Game movie, like Revenge of Diaboromon or Runaway Locomon. When Mika and Aoi enter the cafe as well, they're really animated lovingly also. A voice in the sky says it will now cleanse impurities, and then more people begin acting like Kotaro and Mika. Kiyoshiro too is under this strange hypnosis, and so are dozens if not hundreds of citizens. The mob starts hunting Ruli and Hiro in order to cleanse them next, and in order to avoid a confrontation but also to manage an escape, Ruli thinks to switch into the AR world via the digivices, thinking the humans can't follow them in. But when we go there, it's weird. The humans are kind of there. There are these wooden dolls standing in their place, and conducting them is the villain of the week, who I was not expecting at all. It's Kuzuhamon, the sort of dark variant of Sakuyamon, Renamon's mega form. And she's in the Priestess Miko mode, which rules. It's somewhat of a rarity in animation. We learned that when she says impurities, she means these very petty things that people have done in their past, like really lying to her parents about how many snacks she had when she was a little girl, or dirtying a library book. Kuzuhamon is counting these as hundreds of thousands of little impurities. What she does to Ruli around the 10-minute mark of this episode is incredibly twisted, basically wrapping her up, ripping her skin off, and throwing it into hell. To me, this scene cements 56 as an iconic all-timer of an episode for Ghost Game. Intense horror, at least for a kid's show, an amazing villain design in Kuzuhamon, and of course, the new Mega debut with Kyo and Ruli out of commission, and in this horrible 2D hell world, it's up to Hito and Kano Weissmon to battle Kuzuhamon, who transitions out of the Priestess Miko mode and into a form that more closely resembles the Sakuyamon from Tamers. Noteworthy, there's just no way that this is the evolved form of the Doumon we got a few dozen weeks back. They have entirely different personalities, and after being manipulated by human ghosts, the Doumon seemed reformed in that episode. So just in case you thought this was maybe a returning villain, I'm quite certain this is a different Digimon. She tells Hito and Kano, quote, "The impure humans should not have interacted with the pure digital world. However, now that our paths have been unfortunately crossed, all impurities must be purged." I was surprised that when Kuzuhamon got her hands on Hito, she had identified over 100,000 impurities. I was kind of expecting Ghost Game to do the little thing of a twist saying Hito had 0 sins or crimes or whatever, since he's always been shown as a good kid, but her definition of impurities is so loose that she'd count like washing your hands for 19 seconds when you should have washed for 20 seconds as an impurity. So apparently Hito's got plenty, just like everyone. While Hito is in peril and Kuzuhamon is lecturing Gammamon about all the impurities of humans, Gammamon disagrees, flashing back to all the memories and little pleasures that they've shared together, and it's through these memories he connects even closer to Hito and unlocks the Mega form. We get a new song too. It's been such a long time since we got a new track that this was pretty hype. I think I suggested this earlier in the video, but if I can give any criticism to this Siriusmon debut, it's that there are simply no rules to this world or to power-ups. It truly is just a punch harder cliche with evolutions, especially considering we just got a hardware upgrade a few weeks ago with new Digivices. It's so wild to me that seemingly the new tech played zero role in finally unlocking Mega. Even if Hito was rocking the old Digivice, I think him and Gammamon could still have achieved Mega here, just because they were backed against the wall and because they like each other. But it's just funny to me that if you look back at every evolution stage so far, it's been the same. We are backed against the wall, Hito's in danger, then Gammamon remembers how much he values his friendship with Hito, and a new form is unlocked. So that could have been better. I would have liked to have seen some item be required for evolution, like the Vital Bracelet Dual V, or some major story milestone like conquering Gulas Gammamon being necessary for Mega evolution. We get the great fight sequence here. Siriusmon's blasters look rad in motion, and when it's all over, Kuzuhamon, who is in awe of their power, says to herself, "Could it be possible that their friendship created this power? If this was all calculated by the one who sent us to this world, ... Then she interrupts herself and says, "As you were able to stop my ultimate move, I acknowledge you and call off the ritual." I kind of hate how the characters will say something important like, "Was this all calculated by the one who sent us to this world?" and then just completely stop talking. Who sent them to this world? Are we talking about the secret final boss of Digimon Ghost Game here? Are we talking about Hito's goofy dad? Is Hito's goofy dad the secret final boss of Digimon Ghost Game after all? I appreciate the little crumbs of story, but it's also funny and a bit frustrating how every story drop we get is one character who knows more than they're willing to share, whispering something to themselves before quickly changing topics. An instant classic Ghost Game episode on our hands. If someone was to make a list of the essential episodes, this would obviously be on there. They could have just given us the Siriusmon debut and it would be an essential episode and would be celebrated and hyped up. So I really appreciate that they went the extra mile to make the episode look as good as it did, with the color choices, possibly the filter they had in every scene that made it feel more like a movie or a TV special, the intensity of the threat this week, and of course an amazing villain who visually brought us back to Digimon Tamers, even though it was a different Digimon. Of course, let me know what you thought about this episode. What did you think about Siriusmon's debut, about the villain, the animation, what they meant by the one who sent us to this world, having calculated or planned for the friendship of Gammamon and Hito, creating some unseen power? That sounds a lot like Hito's dad to me, but it also sounds sinister, so I really don't know. Oh, and tell me if you think we're doing back-to-back Mega debuts. Like, is next week's episode going to be Jellymon or Angoramon's Mega? Or no, do you think we're gonna take breaks between them like we did in the Champion and Ultimate stages? That's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. If this is my last video of the year, once again, I appreciate you being here. Happy New Year. If you don't hear from me, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and go watch the Batman video on my second channel if you can. It's with me interviewing Kevin Conroy back in 2016. It was this really cool interview I did. I never published it, but I'm sharing it now. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.